everybody. Welcome to the Founders Classical Academy of Frisco. We will be putting on Much Ado About Nothing today, the final and last performance. Thank you for attending. Now, I would like to remind you, this is a William Shakespeare play. That means laugh when there's something funny, boo when you don't like the character, aw, ooh, you know the likes. It's a play. Feel free to be verbal, although try and keep the inappropriate comments to yourself. Now, one last reminder is to please keep your phones on silent or off if possible.
Silence.
We don't want any interruptions. And thank you for coming.
Watch this way. Borracho. Hey!
Everybody yell, go asses, go! Go asses! Everybody yell, go asses, go!
Go asses! Go asses!
I hear Captain Pedro hath bestowed much honor on a young junior called Claudio.
And much deserved on his part. For he hath borne himself beyond the figure of his age, in the figure of a man, the feats of a lion.
I pray you, is Senor Jib Jab returned from the games?
I know none such on the team, Beatrice. There's none on the team.
What is he that you ask for?
My cousin means Benedict Padua.
He's returned, and as pleasant as he ever was.
How many points has he scored in these games? I promised to eat all the footballs if he scored any points.
He hath done good service in these games.
No. You have great snacks, and he hath helped to eat them all. He is a very valiant eater. He hath an excellent stomach.
Quarterback too, lady.
And a good quarterback to a lady.
Oh.
But what does he to a man?
A man to a man, stuffed with all honorable virtue.
He is indeed a man stuffed. As for the stuffing, well...
You must not, Miss Frances, mistake Beatrice. There is a merry war betwixt Benedict and her, though they never meet. There's a skirmish of brains between them.
Yeah, he gets nothing by that. In our last skirmish, 2 of his 3 brain cells went limping off, and now the whole man is governed with 1. Who is his new companion? Every month he has a new sworn brother.
I can see that this man is not in your good books.
No, and if he was, I would burn my study. But who's his new companion?
He's in the company of the right noble Claudio.
Oh Lord, he will hang upon him like a disease. He is sooner caught than the pestilence. God help the noble Claudio. If he hath caught the Benedict, it will take him $1,000 ere he be cured.
Andrew's approaching.
Good Leonata, are you come to meet your trouble?
Never come trouble to me in the likeness of you.
You embrace your charge too willingly. Were you in doubt, sir, that you asked her?
Are you still talking, Benedict? Nobody marks you.
What, my dear Lady Disdain? Are you yet living?
Is it possible Disdain should die when she is such meat food defeated as the quarterback Benedict? Courtesy itself would convert to disdain if you come into her presence.
Oh, then is courtesy a turncoat?
Yes.
But it is true that I am loved of all ladies. Only you excepted. And would I could find in my heart that I had not a hard heart, for truly I love none.
A dear happiness to women. Otherwise they would be troubled with a pernicious suitor. I thank God in my cold blood I'm of your humor in that I'd rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me.
Oh, God keep you still in that mind, to save some man or other from a predestinate scratched face.
Oh.
Scratching couldn't make it worse into a face such as yours, Benedict.
Oh.
I would would my Mustang had the speed of your tongue, but keep your way, a god's name, I have done.
That is the sum of all.
Let me bid you welcome, Mr. Chess Club President. Be reconciled to Pedro, your brother.
I thank you. I am not of many words, but I thank you.
Please it lead you on.
Your hand, Leonardo, we will go together.
There goes the ass. Didn't do that last time.
Benedict, didst thou note the vice captain of Leonata?
I noted her not, but I looked on her.
I pray thee speak in sober judgment.
Why, in faith, methinks she's too low for a high praise, too tan for a fair praise, and too little for a great praise. This were the only commendation I can afford her, that were she other than she is, she were unhandsome. But being no other than she is, I do not like her.
Thou thinkest I am in sport? I pray thee, tell me truly how thou likest her.
Would you buy her that you inquire after her?
Can the world buy such a jewel?
Yes. And a case to put it into.
Ooh.
In mine eyes, she is the sweetest lady that ever I looked on.
I can see it without spectacles, and I see no such matter. But there's her cousin, and were she not possessed with a fury, exceeds her in beauty as the 1st of May doth the last of December. But I hope you have no intent to turn boyfriend, do you?
I would scarcely trust myself. Though I may have sworn the contrary if Hero would be mine.
Has it come to this? Will I never see a bachelor in senior year again? Oh, look, Don Pedro's returned to seek you.
What secret hath held you here?
He's in love! With who? Mark how short his answer is. With Hero. Leonardo's short vice captain.
Amen if you love her, for the lady is very well worthy. You speak this to mock me, Captain. By my troth, I speak my thoughts. And in faith, my Captain, I spoke mine.
And by my 2 faiths and trusts, my lord, I spoke mine.
That I love her, I feel. That she is worthy, I know.
That I neither know how she should be loved nor how she should be worthy is the opinion that fire cannot melt out of me. I will die and it's at the stake.
Thou wast ever an obstinate heretic in the despite of beauty.
That a woman conceived me, I thank her. That she brought me up, I likewise give her most humble thanks. But that I will do the wrong to mistrust any, I will do myself the right to trust none. And the end is, I will live a bachelor.
I shall see thee, ere I graduate, look pale with love.
With anger, with sickness, or with hunger, my captain, but not with love.
Well, as time shall try. In the meantime, repair to Leonata, and, commend me to her, and tell her that I will not fail to meet her at the dance night, for indeed she has made great preparation.
Sometimes the body of your speech is littered with fragments.
Captain, now may your advice do me good. My love is thine to teach. Oh, my Captain, when we went onward in this championship, I looked upon her with an athlete's eye. And I that liked, who had a rougher task in hand than to drive liking to the name of love. But now I am returned, and the game thoughts have left their places vacant. And their rooms come thronging soft and delicate desires, all prompting me of how fair young Hero is, saying I liked her ere I went to the games. Thou wilt be like a lover presently. I will fit thee with the remedy. I know we shall have a masquerade tonight, and I shall assume thy appearance in some disguise, and convince fair hero that I am Claudio, and take her hearing prisoner with the force of my amorous tale, and the conclusion is that she shall be thine, and you can go steady. In practice, let us put it presently.
What's a good day, my president? Why are you thus out of measure sad?
There is no measure in the occasion that breeds. Therefore my sadness is without limit.
You should hear reason.
And when I have heard it, what blessings bring it?
If not a present remedy, at least a patient sufferance.
I cannot hide what I am. I must be sad when I have cause and smile at no man's jests. Eat when I have stomach and tend on no man's business. Sleep when I am drowsy and wait on no man's leisure. Laugh when I am merrying. Claw no man in his humor.
Yea, but you must not make the full show this. You have of late opposed your brother, and he hath newly brought you into his friendship.
I would rather be a weed in a hedge than a rose in his friendship. I cannot say that I am an honest, flattering man. But it must not be denied that I am a plain-dealing villain. I am trusted with a muzzle. Therefore I have decreed not to sing in my cage. If I had my mouth, I would bite. If I had my liberty, I would do my liking. In the meantime, let me be that I am, and seek not to alter me.
Can you make no use of your discontent?
I make all use of it, for I use it only. News, Baraccio.
I came yonder from the dance preparations. Your brother is royally entertained by Leonata, and I can give you intelligence of an intended couple.
Will it serve any measure to build mischief on?
Marriage is your brother's right hand.
Who? The most exquisite Claudia.
Even he.
A proper young jock. And who? And who? Which will it be?
Marry on Hero, the friend and vice captain of Leonata.
A very forward future head cheerleader. How came you by this?
I was in the locker room. Comes in Captain Pedro and Claudio in sad conference. I hid me behind the lockers, and there heard it agreed upon that the captain should woo Hero for himself, and having obtained her, give her to Claudio.
Come, let us thither. This may prove food for my displeasure. That young startup hath all the glory of my failures. If I can cross him in any way, I bless myself in every way. You are both sure and will assist me?
To the death, my president.
Let us to the great dance.
Our red one tonight with the white last one.
Was not John here at the dance preparations? I saw him not.
How tartly that boy looks. I never can see him, but I'm heartburned an hour after.
He is of a very melancholy disposition.
You were a perfect man that were made just midway between him and Benedict. One is too much like a picture and says nothing. The other's too much like a toddler, ever more tattling.
Then, with half Benedict's tongue in John's mouth, and half John's melancholy in Benedict's face,
And a good leg and a good foot, Leonata. Such a man could win the favor of any woman in the world, if he could get her favor.
faith, Beatrice, have you ever had passing too shrewdly?
In faith, too cursed.
And being too cursed, God will send you no boyfriend.
For which blessing I am on my knees every morning and every evening. God, I could not bear a boyfriend with a beard. He would scratch like wool.
Pray my own boyfriend that hath no beard.
What would I do with him? Dress him up in my uniform and give him my pom-poms? No. He that hath a beard is more than a youth, and he that hath no beard is less than a man. And he that is more than a youth is not for me, and he that is less than a man, I am not for him.
Well, Beatrice, I hope to see you one day with a boyfriend.
Not till God make men of some other metal than earth. Would it not grieve a woman to be overpowered with a piece of valiant dust?
Beatrice, you apprehend passing too shrewdly.
I have a good eye, Leonardo. I can see the school by daylight.
The revelers are entering!
Lady, will you
We're all
walk about with
best.
your friends?
So you walk softly, talk sweetly, and say nothing. I'm yours for the walk, and especially when I walk away.
With me in your company,
I may say so when I please,
and when please you to say so.
when I like your face.
Speak low if you speak love.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock.
Good old Pedro is. Hip. That guy in the camel is heavy and all yet. Wait till you hear him.
Well, I would you did like me.
So would I, if not for your own sake, for I have many ill qualities.
Which is one.
I say my prayers aloud.
I love you the better. The ears may cry amen.
God match me with a good dancer.
Amen.
And God put him out of my sight when the dance is over.
No more words.
I know you well enough. You are Dogberry, the home monitor.
Not a word I am not.
I know you by the brown wheel of your head.
To tell you the truth, I pretend to be him.
You
He is so
could never
funny.
do him so ill well unless you were the very man. Here's his dry hand up and down. You are he. You are he.
Not a word I am not.
Come, come. Do you think I do not know you by your excellent wit?
Will you not tell me who told you so?
No, you shall pardon me.
Nor will you tell me who you are?
No, not now.
That I was disdainful? That I had my good wit out of a book of jokes? This was that quarterback Benedict who said so.
No, no. What's he?
It's a whole lot better than that.
I am sure you know him well enough.
Not I, believe me.
Did he never make you laugh?
I pray you, what is he?
Why, he is the captain's jester, a very dull fool. His only gift is in devising impossible slanders. Only libertines delight in him. And his only commendation is in his villainy. For he both pleases men and angers them. And then they laugh at him and beat him. I'm sure he's in his fleet. Wish he had boarded me.
When I know the gentleman, I will tell him what you say.
Do.
Do. He's not playing.
You go out, me.
You are Benedict, are you not?
Oh, you know me well. I am he.
My brother is enamored on Hero. I pray you dissuade him from...
Never on Hero. And how you know he loves her?
I heard him swear his affection.
So did I too, and he swore he would kiss her tonight.
And away they go.
Thus answer I, in the name of Benedict. But hear these ill news with the ears of Claudio. 'Tis certain so. The captain woos for himself. For friendship is constant in all things, save for the office and affairs of love.
Look at that. Look at that head there. Look at that. Look,
Therefore-
he's backwards.
Let all hearts in
Look.
love use their own
He's backwards.
tongues. Let every eye negotiate for itself and trust no agent. For beauty is a witch, Farewell, therefore, hero.
But, Claudio,
Yeah, the same.
wouldst thou come with me? For the prince hath got your hero.
I wish him joy of her.
Why, that's spoken like an honest rover. But did you think that the prince would have served you thus?
I pray you leave me.
Oh, now you're struck like the blind man.
If it will not be, I shall leave you.
Alas, poor hurt chicken. But that my lady Beatrice should know me and not know me. The captain's fool, ha! It may be I go under that title because I am married. But I am so apt to do myself wrong. I am not so reputed. It is the base, though bitter disposition of Beatrice that so puts the world into her and so puts me out. Well, I'll be revenged as I may.
No, Benedict, where's Claudio? Did you see him?
In truth, my captain, I found him here.
Right there.
And he was as melancholy as a lodge in a ward. I told him, and I think I told him true, that you have got the hand of this fair lady.
I will restore her to him. But Beatrice has a quarrel with you. The man that danced with her told her that she is very much wronged by you.
Oh, he has misused me past the ignorance of a block! My very mask began to assume life and scarred with her. She told me, not thinking that I had been myself, that I was the captain's jester. That I was duller than a great thaw, huddling jest upon jest with such impossible conveyance, that I was like a man standing at an army, with a whole army shooting at me. She speaks daggers in every bird's depths. If her breath were as bad as her sayings, there were no going near her. She would infect to the North Star. I would not date her, though she were endowed with all that Adam had left within before he transgressed. Well, come, talk not of her. For all horror, perturbation, and disquiet, follow her.
Look, here she comes.
Inhibition for me. I will go now to the furthest tips of Asia, now to the Antipodes. I will fetch you a toothpick, fetch you the length of Babe Ruth's foot, rather than hold 3 words conference with this ivy. You have nothing for me.
None but to desire your good company.
Oh God, sir, here's a dish I love not. I cannot endure my lady tongue.
Come, lady, come. You have lost the heart of Benedict.
Indeed, he lent it me a while, and I gave him use for it, a double heart for his single one. Though he went at me with false dice, so you may well say I have lost it.
But you've put him down, lady. You've put him down.
Anyway, here's Claudio, whom you sent me to see.
Wherefore art thou sad, Claudio? Not sad, my captain. How then, sick? Neither, my captain.
Claudio is not sad, or sick, or merry, or well, but sour. Sour as a lime, and something of that jealous complexion.
In faith, lady, methinks your insight to be true. Although I'll be sworn if it be so, his conceit is false. Here, Claudio, I wooed in thy name, and hero is one. God give thee joy.
Claudio, speak, 'tis your cue.
Silence is the perfectest herald of joy. I were but little happy if I could say how much. Lady, as you are mine, I am yours. I give myself up to you and stoked upon the exchange.
Speak, cousin, or if you can't, stop his mouth with a kiss and let him not speak neither.
In faith, lady, you have a merry heart.
I thank it, it keeps on the windy side of care. My cousin tells him in his ear that he is in her heart.
And so she doth.
Ah, good Lord for alliance. Thus goes everyone into the world but I, and I am sunburnt. I may go to the corner and cry. Hey-ho for a boyfriend.
What do you have me, Beatrice?
No. Or not, unless I could have another for school days, because you are too costly to wear every day. I pray, pardon me, I was going to speak all mirth and no matter.
Your silence most offends me, for out of question does to be merry best becomes you. For out of question were you born in a merry hour.
No, my mom, cried. But then a star danced, and under that I was born. Cousin, God give you joy.
By my troth,
No,
a
those
pleasant
are
spirited lady.
They're studying
Full of the melancholy elements in her, Captain. She's never sad but when she sleeps.
Not ever sad then, but I've often heard her say she dreamt of unhappiness and waked herself with laughing.
She were an excellent sweet girlfriend for Benedict.
My Captain, if they were but a week going steady, they would talk themselves back.
This week shall not go dully by us. I will embark in one of Hercules' labors, that is, to bring Benedict and Beatrice into a mountain of affection, the one with the other.
Okay.
It is so. Claudio shall date the vice captain of Leonata.
Yea, my president, but I can cross it.
Any bar, any cross, any impediment will be medicinable to me. I am sick with displeasure to him. How canst thou cross this couple?
I think I told you how much I am in the favor of Margaret, fellow cheerleader to Hero.
I remember.
I can, at any unseasonable instant of the day, appoint a meeting with her to, talk.
What life is in this to be the death of this couple?
The poison of that lies in you to temper. Go you to your brother. Spare not to tell him that he hath wronged his honor in firing off the renowned Claudio to a contaminated floozy, such a one as Hero.
What proof shall I make of this?
Proof enough to misuse the captain, to vex Claudio, to undo Hero, to kill Leonata. Looking for any other issue?
To despite them, I will endeavor anything.
Go then. Find me a meat tower to draw Captain Pedro and Claudio alone. Tell them that you know that Hero loves me. Intend a kind of zeal to both the captain and Claudio that you have discovered thus. Offer them instances which will bear no less likelihood than to see me with her. Hear me call Margaret Hero, and bring them to see this the very day before the intended pep rally, that such seeming truth of Hero's disloyalty shall appear that jealousy will rise.
Grow this to out of this issue you can. I will put it in practice. Be cunning in the working of this, and you will be the next chess club president.
Be you constant in the accusation, and my cunning will not shame me.
I will presently go learn where Hero's locker be.
But another man is a fool when he dedicates his behavior to love, will, after he hath laughed at such shallow folly, become the argument of his own scorn by falling in love. And such a man is Claudio. I have known when there was no music in him but the drum corps. Now we'd rather listen to rock and roll. I've known when he would walk 10 miles afoot to see a good game. But now he lies 10 nights awake, carving the fashion of a new love rhyme. He was wont to speak plain and to the purpose, like an honest man and an athlete. But now he's turned poetical. His very words are a fantastical banquet. Just so many strange dishes. May I be so converted to see with these eyes? I think not, I cannot tell. Love may transform me to an oyster, but I'll take my oath on it. Until he hath made an oyster of me, he shall never make me such a fool. Ah, one woman is fair, yet I am well. Another is wise, yet I am well. Another virtuous, yet I am well. But till all virtues be in one woman shall not come in my grace. Rich she shall be, that's certain.
He's coming back.
Wise, or I'll none. Virtuous, or I'll never cheapen her. Beautiful, or I'll not look on her. Mild, or come not near me. Of good discourse, an excellent musician, and her hair shall be of the color black. What color it please God? Captain of Monsieur Love, I will hide me.
Come on, shall we hear this music?
Hiding.
Aye, my captain. How still the evening is, as if hushed on purpose to grace harmony.
Over there.
See you where Benedict hath hid himself? Oh, very well, my captain.
How divine air. Is it not strange that electric twinging should hail the souls out of men's bodies?
Sigh no more, ladies, sigh no more. Men water seekers ever. One foot in sea and one on shore, to one thing constant.
By my troth, a good song.
And were it a dog that had howled thus, they would have hanged him.
Yea, Mary, this is some excellent sweet music. For tomorrow we will have it at the pep rally. Come hither, Leonata. What was it you told me of today? That Beatrice is in love with Benedict? Oh, I, my captain. I did never think that lady would have loved any man.
No, nor I neither. But most wonderful that she should dote on Benedict. Though she hath in all outward behavior seemed ever to abhor. By my troth, my captain, I cannot tell you what to think of it, but she loves him with an enraged affection.
Maybe she but doth pretend. Faith, like enough.
Oh God, pretend! There was never pretend of passion so close to the light of passion.
Why, what effects of passion shows she? Faith, look well. This fish is quiet. What effects? What effects? What effects of passion shows she?
What effects, my lord? You heard Hero tell you how?
Yes, she did indeed. How, I pray you, you amaze me. I would have thought her spirit had been invincible against all assaults of affection.
I would have sworn it had, Pedro, especially against Benedict.
I should think this is a trick, but the cheer captain speaks of it.
He hath taken the affection. Keep it up. Hath she made her affection known to Benedict?
No, she swears she never will. That's her torment.
'Tis even so. Hero says, shall I, she says, that have so oft encountered him with scorn, write to him that I love him.
This says she now as she's beginning to write to him, for she'll be up 20 times the class, and there she will sit till she hath written him a note.
That is so.
Oh, but she tore the letter into 1,000 half bits and railed at herself that she should be so immodest as to write the one she knew would flout her.
And then down on her knees she falls, weeps, sobs, beats her heart, tears her hair, prays sweet curses of sweet Benedict. God give me patience.
She doth indeed. Hero says so. The ecstasy hath so much o'erborne her. Hero is sometimes afeared she will do a desperate outrage to herself. 'Tis very true.
It were good that Benedict knew of it by some other, if Beatrice will not uncover it. To what end? He would make but a sport of it, and torment the poor lady worse. She's an excellent sweet lady, and she is virtuous, and she is exceedingly wise, in everything but in loving Benedict.
Oh, my captain. Wisdom and love rarely keep company these days. I'm sorry for her.
I wish you had bestowed this adoration on me. I pray you, tell Benedict of it and see what he will say. Hero thinks surely she will die. For she will die if he love her not. And she will die ere she make her love known. And she will die if he woo her. It were good that she should make tender of her love. 'Tis very possible he'll scorn her for it. For the man, as you all know, hath an arrogant spirit.
He is a very proper athlete.
And, in my mind, very wise. Really? He doth indeed show some sparks that are like wit.
And I take him to be valiant.
And so he shall be. Well, I am sorry for Beatrice. Come, shall we go seek Benedict and tell him of her love? No! Never tell him, Captain. Let her wear it out with good counsel.
Nay, it were possible. She would wear her heart out first.
I love Benedict well, and I would he would examine himself to see how unworthy he is such a great lady.
Well, my captain, does it lead you on?
If he dotes not on her upon this, I will never trust my judgment again. Let the same net be spread for Hero, or for Beatrice, and this must Hero and the cheerleaders carry.
Call her into lunch.
I should think this is a trick, but they have the truth of this from Hero. The conference was sadly born. They seem to pity the lady. It seems her affections have their full bent. Love me? Why, it must be requited. I hear how I'm censored. They say I will bear myself proudly if I perceive the love come from her. They also say she would rather die than show any sign of affection. Happy are those that can find their attractions and put them to mending. They say the lady is fair. 'Tis true. I cannot refute it. They say the lady is wise. 'Tis true, except in loving me. It is no great folly over which, nor does it add to it. They also say that she is virtuous. If this is so, I will fall horribly in love with her. Wise man say, only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. I may by chance have some odd quirks. I also have some remnants of wit broken on me for railing against dating for so long. But doth not the appetite change? The meat that the man loves in his youth he cannot endure in his old age. What the hell? No. But should these paper bullets not awe the man out of the career of his humor? No! The world must be peopled! When I said that I should die a bachelor, I did not think that I should live till I were dating. Here comes Beatrice. By this day, she's a fair lady. I do spy some marks of love in her. No!
Against my will, I'm sent to bid thee come into lunch.
Beatrice! I thank thee for thy pains.
I took no more pains for those thanks than you take pains to thank me. If it had been painful, I wouldn't have come.
You take pleasure in the message then?
Yeah, just as much as you might take upon a knife's point. You have no stomach, farewell? Farewell.
Against my will, I'm sent to bid you come into lunch. There's a double meaning in that! If I do not pity her, I am a villain. If I do not love her, I am a jerk. I will go get her picture.
But they're not doing the library behind them anymore. That's good. It was the thing they hung up. And it kept falling down.
Good Margaret, run thee to the lunchroom. There thou shalt find my cousin Beatrice. Whisper her ear and tell her Ursula and I are walking in the library, and our whole discourse is of her. Tell her thou overheardst us, and bid her steal into the bookshelves. There will she hide to listen to our discussion. I'll make her come, I warrant you. Presently. Now, Ursula, when Beatrice thou come, our talk must only be of Benedict. When I do name him, let it be thy job to praise him. My talk to thee must only be of how Benedict is sick, in love with Beatrice. Of this little matter is Cupid's crafty arrow made, that only wounds by hearsay. For look where Beatrice runs to hide for a conference. Fear you not my part of the dialogue. No, truly, Ursula, she's too disdainful.
But are you sure that Benedict loves Beatrice so entirely?
So says the captain and my new boyfriend.
And did they bid you tell her of it?
They did entreat me to acquaint her of it, but I begged them, if they love Benedict, to beg him wrestle with his affections and to never let Beatrice know of it.
Why did you so? Doth not the gentleman deserve as full
as fortunate a girlfriend as ever Beatrice shall be?
Oh, God of love. I know he thought deserve as much as may be yielded to a man, but nature never framed a woman's heart of prouder stuff than that of Beatrice. Disdain and scorn ride sparkling in her eyes, and her wit values itself so highly that to her all matter else seems weak. She cannot love. Hey!
Sure, I think so. Therefore, certainly we're not good she knows love, lest you make a sport at it.
Why, you speak truth.
Sure, such mocking is not commendable.
No, but who dare tell her so? If I should speak, she would mock me into air. Therefore, let Benedict consume away its eyes. Or a better death than a mock. No! Which is as bad as to die with tickling.
No! Yet tell her of it. Hear what she will say.
No, rather I will counsel Benedict to fight against his passion.
Oh, do not do your cousin such a wrong. She is not so much without true judgment, having so swift and excellent wit she is prized to have, as to refuse so rare an athlete as Benedict.
He is the only man of Messina High. Always accepted my dear Claudio.
I pray you not be angry with me, speaking my fancy. Benedict, for shape, for bearing, argument, and athleticism, goes foremost in rumor through Messina High.
Indeed, he hath an excellent reputation.
His excellence did earn it ere he had it. Oh, but do you enjoy going steady, hero?
Why, I do. Come, let's go in.
Ooh, she's primed, I warrant you. We have caught her, madame.
If this works, then loving goes by halves. Some cupids kill with arrows, others with traps.
What fire is in my ears? Can this be true? Stand I condemned for pride and scorn so much? Scorn farewell, maiden pride adieu. No glory lives behind the back of such. And Benedict, love on. I will requite thee, taming my wild heart to thy loving hand. Wise men say only fools rush in,
Doodles in the background.
but I can't help falling in love with you.
What are you?
People. I am not as I have been.
So say I. Methinks you are sadder.
Yet, I hope he be in love.
Hang him, truant. If he be sad, he wants money. I have the toothache. Draw it. Hang it.
What, cipher toothache?
Everyone can master the grief except he that has it.
Yet I say he be in love.
Not so.
I see no appearance of fancy in him, unless it be a fancy he hath to strange clothing, unless he hath the fancy to this foolery. If he be not in love with some woman, there is no believing old signs.
Nay, he hath doused himself in cologne. You can spell him out by that.
That is much to say the sweet youth is in love.
Indeed, it tells a very heavy tale for him. Conclude. He is in love.
I know who loves him.
That I would know too. I bet one that knows him not. Yet, this is no cure for the toothache! Leonata, I have 8 or 9 wise words that these hobby horses must not hear. Let us away.
For my life to ask advice about Beatrice. I know, I've never seen someone in such an affection of love. When was he wont to wash his face?
I don't know.
By this have hero and girls played their part with Beatrice. And now the two bears will not bite one another when they meet. Yes.
My brother! God save you.
Good day, brother.
Might I borrow you for a moment?
In private?
If that pleases you. However, he may hear as well, for what I should speak concerns him.
What is the matter?
Mean you still go steady?
You know that he does.
I know not that when he knows what I know.
If there be any impediment, I pray you tell it.
Only, sir, that your lady is disloyal.
Hero? Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Nuh-uh. Yeah.
I could say she were worse. Think of a worse title, and I would fit her to it.
Disloyal?
If you would look this way, I would show you enough.
Oh, if I should see any reason why I should not go steady, then tomorrow at pep rally in front of the whole school I will shame her. And as I wooed for thee to obtain her, I will join with thee to disgrace her.
Oh, day untowardly turns!
Oh, mischief strangely thwarting.
Oh, plague right well prevented. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Like 10 shot. Are you good men and true?
Yay! Or else they were hitting body and soul.
Nay, that were a punishment too good for them, considering they're elected to be hall monitors.
Well, give them their charge, Sergeant Dogberry.
All right, but first. Who thinks you the most desirous man to be a hall monitor?
Haley Oatcake, sir, or Georgiana Seagull, for they can write and read.
I come here, Seagull. God hath blessed you with a good name. To be good looking, you have the fortune. But to write and read, that comes by nature.
Both which, Master Sergeant?
You have. I knew it'd be answered. Well, for your favor, miss, I give God thanks, make no boast of it. And for your writing and reading, that appear when there be no need of such vanity. For you are thought here to be the most senseless and fit man for the monitor of the hall. Therefore, bear you the badge. This is your charge. You shall comprehend all bedroom students. You are to bid any man stand in Messina High's name.
How if they will not stand?
Why, then take no note of him. But let him go, and thank God you're rid of a canaille.
If he will not stand when he is bidden, he is not loyal to Messina High.
True, and they are to meddle with none but the Messina students. You shall also make no noise in the halls, for the monitors to babble and to talk is most tolerable, and not to be endured.
We'd rather sleep than talk. We know what belongs to the hall monitors.
Why, you speak like ancient, most quiet hall monitors. For I cannot see how sleeping should offend. Only have a care that your wallet be not stolen.
Thievery.
If you mean a thief, you may suspect him, by virtue of your office. To be no true man, and for such kind of men, the less you meddle or make with them, why, the more your honesty.
We know him to be a thief, shall we not just lay hands on him?
Truly, by your office you may. But I think the most peaceable way for you, if you do take a thief, is to let him show himself what he is, and steal out of your company.
You've always been called a
And dog by my will, much more a man with any honesty in him.
That's true.
Well, masters, this is the end of the charge. Good night. Keep your fellows' counsels and your own. And good luck. Come, friends.
Well, masters, we here are in charge. Let us sit here upon the bench.
One word more. Honest friends. Adieu. We visited. I beseech you.
What? Conrad!
Peace! Stir not!
Conrad, I say!
Here, man, I'm at my elbow.
Some treason, yet stand close.
Know that I today have received of John the promise of club vice presidency.
Is it possible that any villainy should be so dear?
I may as well say the fool's the fool.
I know that nerd. His name is...
Oh, hear somebody?
Nope.
Know that I today have wooed Margaret the cheerleader by the name of Hero. I tell this tale vilely. I should first tell thee how the Captain, Claudio, and our president, planted in place and possessed by our President John, saw this amiable encounter.
And thought they Margaret was hero?
Two of them did, the Captain and Claudio, but our Devil Chess Club president knew she was Margaret. Partly by his oaths, but chiefly by my villainy. Away went Claudio enraged, swore he would meet Hero, as appointed, at pep rally, and there before the whole school shame her with what he saw and break up with her.
We charge you in the scene as high name stand.
Ow! That hurt.
Banana.
Come, friends. Call up Miss Francis and tell her that we've received the most dangerous piece of lechery ever known in the Commonwealth. And one nerd is one of them. I know him. Come, friends. Never speak. We charge you. Let us obey you to go with us.
Come, we'll obey you.
Miss Francis.
Well, would you with me,
Ma'am, I have some confidence with you that discerns you nearly.
Be brief, I pray you, for you see it is a busy time with me.
Mary, this it is.
Yes, in truth, it is, sir.
Well, children, you are quite tedious.
Well, ma'am, my mouth trough.
Children, you are tedious. All they tedious onto me now, aren't you?
And so do I.
But it's fitting to know what you have to say.
Ma'am, our monitors today have taken a couple of as errant names as any in Messina High.
Well said in faith, friend Virginia. And honest so in faith, ma'am, by my troth she is, Miss Ever Broke Bread. All men are not alike. Alas, good friend.
Friend. Indeed, she comes too short of you.
Gifts that God gives.
I must get going.
One word, ma'am. Our hall monitors, ma'am, have indeed comprehended two auspicious persons, and we would have them this morning examined before your worship.
Take their examination upon yourself and bring it to me. You see, it is a busy time and I must go to the pep rally.
It shall be sufficient.
Miss Francis!
I'll wait
We wait for you to get the pep rally!
I am ready.
Go, good partner. Go get you the chain session. Bid her bring her pen and gavel to the mock room and prepare the examination.
Only to the plain form of dress, then we shall recount our school spirit afterwards.
You come hither today.
No.
You come hither today.
Oh, what man dare do? Oh, what man may do? Oh, what man daily do, not knowing what they do.
Oh no. Interjections? Why didn't some be laughing as...
Stand thee by, miss. There, Leonardo, take her back again. Give not this rotten orange to your friend. She's but the sign and semblance of her honor. Behold how like a maid she blushes here. Would you not swear, all you that see her, that she were loyal by these exterior shows, but she is not?
What do you mean?
Not to go steady with an approved wonton.
See that ever to you?
Out on the scene you are more intemperate in your blood than Venus.
Is my Claudia well that he don't speak so wildly?
Sweet Pedro, why speak not you?
What should I speak? I stand dishonored that have gone about to link my friends with a common bluesy.
Whoa.
Are these things spoken or do I dream?
Oh, they are spoken, and these things are true.
This looks not like a happy couple.
True! Oh, God!
Leonata, stand I here. Is this the captain? Is this the captain's brother? Is this face heroes? Are our eyes our own?
Oh, this is true, but what of it?
Let me but move one question to Hero.
Oh, God, defend me! How am I beset? What kind of questioning call you this?
To make you answer truly to your name.
Is it not Hero? Who can blot out the name with any just reproach?
Marry, that can Hero. Hero herself can blot out Hero's virtue. What man was he that kissed you yesterday out by your Lockbreak classes?
I kissed no man at that hour!
Why then you are no me? Leonata, I am sorry you must hear, but upon my honor, myself, my brother, and this grieved Claudio did see her, hear her at that hour yesterday, kiss a ruffian at her locker, who hath confessed to the vile encounter they have had 1,000 times in secret.
Fie, fie, my captain. These things are not to be spoken, not to be said. Thus, pretty lady, I'm sorry for thy much misgovernment.
Oh, Hero. What a hero hast thou been, if half thy outward appearances were placed about thy heart?
Hath no man's dagger here point from me.
Oh no, cousin, why you sink down?
Let us go.
How doth the lady?
Dead, I think! Leonardo! What? Benedict! Miss Francis, help!
Oh, fate! Take away not thy heavy hand. Death is the fairest cover for her shame that could be wished for.
Oh.
Madam, please, be patient. As for me, I'm so covered in wonder I know not what to say.
My cousin is slandered!
Beatrice, weren't you her companion at that hour?
No, truly not. But before I have 12 months been her companion.
Doth thou live up?
Yea, wherefore would she not?
Wherefore? Why, doth not every earthly thing cry shame upon her? Could she here deny the story that is printed in her blood? Do not live, Hero.
Hear me a little, for I've been silent only so long, and given way unto this course of fortune, by noting of the lady I have sparked in her eye as fire to burn those things that these captains hold against her maiden truth. Call me a fool, trust not my reason nor my intuition. If this lady lay not innocent here,
It cannot be, she denies it not.
Hero, who is it that you are accused of? They who accuse me know, but I know none. There is some strange misunderstanding in these boys.
2 of them have the very soul of honor, and if their wisdoms be misled in this, it is by the practice of John the Bastard, who hath the very soul toils in villainies.
I know not. If they speak with truth of her, these hands shall bring her. If they wrong her honor, the proudest of them shall hear of it.
Pause a while, and let my counsel sway you in this case. Hero here, the boys left for dead. Let her a while be secretly kept in, and publish that she is dead indeed.
Publish that she's dead?
Hang mournful epitaphs around the school, and maintain a show of mourning.
What shall become of this? What'll this do?
Mary, this will carried out, shall on her behalf change slander to remorse. Her dying, as it so shall be retained, shall, in Claudio's mind, make him think of her, and the idea of her life shall sweetly creep into his study of imagination. Then he shall mourn and wish he had not accused her. That is some good.
Madam, let Miss Frances advise us. As for me, you know my most inwardness and love is toward Pedro and Claudio. By mine honor, I will deal with them secretly and justly.
Being that I overflow in grief. Small thread.
Beatrice, hast thou wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a little longer.
I would not desire that.
You have no reason, I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wrong.
Oh, what the man might ask of me that would avenge her!
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's work, but not yours.
Ooh.
I do love nothing in the world so much as thee. Is not that strange?
As strange as the thing I know not, it were possible for me to say I love nothing so well as you, but believe me not. And yet I lie not. I confess nothing nor I deny nothing. I'm sorry for my cousin.
By my lucky socks, Beatrice, thou lovest me.
Don't swear.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will torment him that says I love not you.
Will you not take it back?
With no sauce that can be devised to it.
Well, then God forgive me.
What offense, sweet Beatrice?
You've stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
Then do so with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
That's like they kid. That's like they kid.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio!
Tell Claudio.
Ha! Not for the wide world.
You killed me to deny it. Farewell.
Stay, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone, though I'm here. There is no love in you. I
Beatrice,
pray you let me go.
we'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy.
Is Claudio thine enemy?
Is he not approved in the height of villain? He that hath slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh God, that I were a man. What? To hold her hand and then with public accusation, unmitigated rancor, oh God, that I were a man! I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Kiss a man at her locker, a ridiculous saying.
Beatrice?
Sweet hero, she is wronged, she is undone, she is slandered.
Hey, but Beatrice.
Oh, that I were a man. Or if I had any friend who would be a man for my sake. I cannot be a man with wishing, therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Stay, sweet Beatrice. By this hand, I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Hath you think in your soul that Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yes, assuredly as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough. I'm determined. I will fight Claudio. And thereupon, I will kiss your hand and leave you. Go comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead. And so farewell.
The camp jail.
Is our whole disassembly appeared?
Which be the malefactors?
Better than my partner.
Nay, not certain. We have the exhibition to examine.
But which are the offenders that are to be examined?
Yeah, Mary, let them come before me. What is your name, Brant?
Baraccio.
Brant, Baraccio. Yours, mister?
I am a gentlewoman, and my name is Conrad.
Right on, master, gentleman, or woman, lady, person, Conrad. Masters, do you serve God?
Yep.
We hope.
Right on that they hope to serve God. Masters, it is proved already that you are little better than false knaves, and they'll go near to be thought so short. How answer you for yourselves?
Marry, sir, we say, we are none.
A marvelous witty fellow, I assure you. But I will go about with him. Come you hither. A word in your ear, sir. It is thought you are false knaves.
I tell you, we are none.
Have you written down the
Stop,
damn
Gary. You go not the way to examine. You must call forth the monitors that are their accusers.
Yeah, Mary, that's the this way. Let the monitors come forth. Masters, I charge it. In Messina High's name, accuse these men.
This man said that John the captain's brother was a villain.
Right on, John, a villain. Why, this is like perjury to call the captain's brother a villain.
Sergeant.
Pray thee, fellow peace. I do not like that look. I promise thee.
Mary, that he received a reward from John for accusing the lady hero wrongfully.
And I did. Flat burglary, as ever was committed.
By the mass that it is.
What else, fellow?
And that Claudio did mean upon his word to dump Hero and disgrace her in front of the whole pep rally.
Oh, villain, that will be condemned into everlasting redemption for this.
Oh no, redemption.
This is all.
And this is more than you can deny. John is this morning secretly stolen away. Hero is in this manner accused, in this manner refused, and upon the grief of this suddenly died. Sergeant Dogberry, let these men be bound and brought to Miss Francis. I will go before and show him their examination.
Come, let there be opinions.
Let them be in the hand.
Off coxcomb!
God's my life. Where's the sexton? Let her write down the school's officer coxcomb. Come, bind them, thou nutty nerve.
Away! You are an ass! You are an ass!
Whoa.
Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my ears? Shut forget not that I am an ass. No, thou villain, thou for the party, that shall be proved upon thee by good witness. And which is more, an officer? And which is more, a householder? And which is more, as pretty a piece of man flesh as any in Messina High.
More.
Come, bring him away. Oh, that I had written down the mass.
Here we go.
Isn't he funny?
Hurt yourself, and 'tis not wisdom to second grief against you.
I pray thee cease thy counsel, which falls in mine ears as profitless as water through sieve. Yet not be counseled like grace great louder than advertisement.
Therein do men from children nothing differ.
Pray thee peace! I will be flesh and blood. For never yet was there a philosopher that could endure a toothache patiently.
Yet bend not all the harm against yourself. Make those that do offend you suffer too.
There thou speakest reason. I will do so. My soul doth tell me that Hero is belied, and that shall Claudio know. So shall the captain in all that thus dishonor her.
Here comes the captain and Claudio.
Good day. Good day to both of you.
Hear you.
We have some haste, Leonata.
Some haste, my captain. Oh, well, fare thee well, my captain.
Whoa.
Yeah. Are you so hasty now? All is one.
Nay, do not quarrel with us, good lady.
If she could right herself with quarrel.
Who wrongs her?
Mary, thou dost wrong me, thou dissembler, thou! Nay, never ball at thy fist, I fear thee not.
Mary, beshrew my hands if it should give you such cause of fear.
Tush, tush, man, never fleer just at me. I speak not like a blonde, nor, fool, hurts worse. But no, Claudio, to thine head. Thou hast so wronged mine innocent friend and me that I am forced to challenge thee to trial of a man. I say, thou hast belied mine innocent friend. Thy slander goes through and through her heart, and she lies buried with her ancestors. Framed, thy villainy.
My villainy.
Thine, Claudio, thine, I say.
You say not right, Leonata.
Pedro, I'll ruin on his body if you dare.
Away! I will not have to do with you.
Canst thou so daff me? Thou hast killed my friend. If thou killest me, boy, thou shalt kill a senior!
He shall kill two of us.
Antonia!
Do not you meddle. Let me seal in this.
Ladies both, we will not wake your patience. Upon my heart is sorry for your protege's death, but upon my honor, she was charged with nothing but what was true and very full of proof.
Pedro, my captain!
We will not hear you.
No. Come, Antonia, away. I will be heard.
And shall.
Women.
See, here comes the man we went to seek.
Now, Ben! What news?
You are almost come to part almost a fight.
We have like to have our two noses snapped off by two cheerleaders and pom-poms.
Leonata and her sister.
We have been up and down to seek thee. We're of high-proof melancholy and would fain have it beaten away. Wilt thou use thy wit?
It is by my side.
Dost
Shall
thou
I
really
draw it by side?
Never any did so. Though very many have been beside their wit, I pray thee draw it, like the jukebox, draw to please us.
As I am an honest man, he looks pale. Art thou sick or angry?
What courage, man.
Shall I speak a word in your ear? Thou art a villain. I jest not. I will make good with how you dare, with what you dare, and when you dare. You have killed a sweet and innocent lady, and her death shall fall heavy on you. Let me hear from you.
Well, I will meet you.
What? Meat? A feast? Captain, your wit rambles. I'll tell thee how Beatrice praised thy wit the other day. Fare thee well, boy. You know my mind. I will leave you to your gossip-like humor. Captain, for your many courtesies, I thank you. Your brother has fled from Messina High. As for my tight end, Blackbeard here, he and I shall meet. You have among you killed a sweet lady, and you shall pay for it. Farewell.
He is in earnest, in most profound earnest. Ow. And I'll warrant you, for the love of Beatrice, he hath challenged thee most sincerely. Did he not say my brother was fled?
Have you served justice cannot tame you?
How now? Two of my brother's friends bound? Ask of their offense, Captain. Masters, what offense have these men done?
Our captain, sir, they have committed false report. Moreover, they have spoken untruths. Secondarily, they have slandered. Sixth and lastly, they have belied a lady.
This is the number.
Thirdly, they have done unjust things. And to conclude, they have lying good names.
Lastly, concluded. It's like going to
Firstly, I ask you what's their offense. Thirdly, I ask you why they are bound. Sixthly, I ask you what led you to their charge. And to conclude, what have they done? Rightly reasoned. Good masters, who have you offended that you are thus bound by your answer? This, learned constable is too cunning to be understood. What is your offense?
Kind captain, let me go no farther to mine answer. I have deceived even your very eyes. What your wisdoms cannot uncover, these shallow pools have brought to light. Who overheard me confessing to this woman how your brother John incensed me to slander Hero, how you saw me court Margaret by Hero's locker, how you disgraced her when you should honor her. The lady is dead upon mine and my president's false accusation.
Plunge
Oh.
not this speech like iron through your blood? I have drunk poison whilst ye uttered it. But did my brother send you unto this?
Yes, and promised me much for the practice of it.
He is composed and framed of treachery, and upon this villainy hath fled. Oh, hero! Now thy image doth appear in the rare semblance that I loved it first.
Come, bring away the plaintiffs. By this time, James Sexton hath performed Leonardo of the matter. And masters, do not forget to specify when time and place shall serve that I am an axe.
And Miss Francis, too. Which of these is the villain? Let me see his eyes. Which is he?
If you would know your wronger, look on me.
Art thou the beast that with thy breath hath killed mine innocent friend?
Yea, even I alone.
No, not so, villain. Thou beliest thyself. Here stand a pair of honorable men. Thank you, men, for my friend's death. Record it with your high and worthy deeds. 'Twas bravely done. Thank you.
Lady, I know not how to pray your patience yet. I must speak. Choose your revenge yourself. Impose on me whatever penance your invention can lay upon my sin. By my soul and eye.
I cannot bid you bid hero live. It were impossible.
I pray you, explain to the people of Messina High here how innocent she died. And if your love can labor aught in sad creation, hang an epitaph upon her memorial and sing it to the school.
Tomorrow morning come you to school. Hero hath a cousin. Give her the dance you should have given her cousin. So dies my revenge.
Oh, noble lady, your overkindness doth drink tears in me. I do embrace your offer and dispose henceforth of poor Claudio.
I take my leave. This naughty nerd shall face to face be brought to Margaret.
No.
I believe is captain all this wrong.
By my soul she was not, but always hath been just and virtuous.
Moreover, ma'am, which indeed is not under white and black, this plaintiff here did call me an ass. And hit me in the head with a banana. I beseech you, let it be remembered in her punishment. I pray you examine her upon that point.
I thank thee for thy care and honest pains.
Your worship speaks like a most thankful and reverent ancient, and I praise God for you.
So, I discharge thee as thy prisoner, and I thank thee.
I leave an air connect with your worship, which I beseech your worship to correct yourself for the example of others. God, keep your worship. I wish your worship well. God, restore you to health. And if a merry meeting may be wished, God prohibits it. God grant.
Fare thee well until tomorrow, boys. Farewell.
Farewell. We look for you tomorrow.
We will not fail. Today I'll mourn Hero.
Bring you these fellows on.
No, it's horrible. Miss Margaret. Help me to the speech of Beatrice.
Will you then write me a sonnet in praise of my beauty?
Thy wit is like the greyhound's mouth. It catches.
And yours is blunt as a fencer's foil, which hint but hurt not.
A most manly wit, Miss Margaret. But I pray you, fetch Beatrice, please.
I will call Beatrice to you, who I can have legs.
And therefore will come. The God of law that sits and knows me and knows how pitiful life is. No. I mean in singing, but I cannot show it in a rhyme. I can find no other rhyme for lady but baby. A babbling rhyme. For scorn, horn, a hard rhyme. For school, fool, an innocent rhyme. Very ominous endings. No, I was not born under a rhyming planet. Ah, fair Beatrice, wouldst thou come when I call?
Yea, Benedict, and depart when you bid me.
Oh, but stay till then.
Oh, then is spoken. Very well. And yet ere I go, let me get that which I came for, which is knowing what hath passed between you and Claudio.
Ah, only foul words, and thereupon I will kiss thee.
Foul words is but foul wind, and foul wind is but foul breath, and foul breath is, noisome. Therefore I will depart unkissed.
I must tell thee plainly, Claudio doth undergo my challenge, and I will either hear from him shortly, or I will protest his cowardice. And that I pray you, miss, for which of my bad parts did not first fall in love with me?
For all of them together, which maintained so complete a state of evil, they allowed no good part to intermingle with them. But I pray you, for which of my good parts did thou first fall in love with me? Did thou suffer?
Suffer love. A good phrase. I do suffer love indeed, for I love thee against my will.
In spite of your heart, I think. Alas, poor heart.
Get ready for this.
If you spite it for my sake, I will spite it for yours. I cannot love that which my friend hates.
You and I are too wise to move peaceably.
It appears not in this confession.
A question. How doth the cousin?
Very ill.
And how do you?
Very ill too.
Serve God, love me, and mend. And thereupon I will leave thee, for here comes one in haste.
You must come to the gym. It is proved that Hero hath been falsely accused, the captain and Claudio mightily abused, and John is the author of all who was fled and gone. Will you come?
Benedict, will you go hear this news with me?
I will live in thy heart, die in thy laps, be buried in thy eyes, and moreover, I will go with thee to the gym.
Look at this. Look at this. This is amazing. You okay?
Yeah.
Watch this. That's a picture of her. She's dying, right? This is her memorial.
Oh, yes.
Is this the Memorial of Heroes?
Look at it.
It is.
Done to death by slanderous tongues was the hero that here lies. Death in guerdon of her wrongs gives her fame which never dies. So that life that died in shame gives her death and glorious fame. Hang thou there upon the tomb. Now unto thy memory good night. Dearly will I do this right.
Let us hence, and then to Leonata we will go.
It was all a joke.
She was innocent. So are Pedro and Claudio, who accused her on the error you were debated.
Well, I am glad all things turn out so well.
And so am I, or else being promised to fight Claudio to a reckoning for it.
Well, Hero and cheerleaders you all, draw into a chamber, and when I send for you, come hither masked. The captain and Claudio promised by this hour to meet me.
Leonata, I must entreat your pains, I think.
To do what?
To bind me or undo me, one of them. In truth, Beatrice doth behold me with an eye of love.
That I, Hero, lent her, is most true.
And I do requite her.
A sight whereof I believe you heard from me, from Claudio and the captain. But, what's your will?
Your answer, ma'am, is most enigmatical. But your will is, my will is that, yes, no. Your will is that my will, your good will, may stand with ours to be joined in the state of going steady.
My heart is to your liking. And my hope.
Oh, here comes Pedro and Claudio.
Good morrow, Miss Carson.
Good morning, Pedro, and good morning, Claudio.
Are you determined today to date Hero's cousin?
I'll hold my mind.
I'll call her forth.
Good day, Benedict. Which is the lady I must seize upon?
The same as she.
Why then, she's mine. Sweet, let me see your face.
No! That you shall not, till you have taken her hand before the teacher and sworn to date her.
Give me your hand. I am your boyfriend if you like of me.
When I lived, I was your other girlfriend, and when you died, I was your other boyfriend.
Another hero!
That is dead.
One hero died defiled, but I do live, and as I live, I am faithful.
I'll tell you, largely a fair here's death. Meanwhile, let wonders seem familiar.
Soft and fair, which is Beatrice.
I answer to that name. What is your will?
Do you not love me?
No, no more than
Well, then the captain, Claudio, and Leonata have been deceived, for they swore that you did.
Ooh.
Then do you not love me?
Troth, no more than reason.
Well, then my cousin, Margaret, and Ursula are much deceived. For they did swear you did.
They swore you were almost sick for me.
They swore you were well nigh dead for me.
Doesn't know such. Well, then, do you not love me?
No, but in friendly recompense.
Cousin, surely you love the quarterback?
And will be sworn upon that he loves her. Here is a letter. Fashioned to Beatrice. Of his own pure brain, a halting sonnet.
And here's another, written in my cousin's hand, proclaiming her affection unto Benedict.
A miracle! Here is our own hands against our hearts. Come, I will have thee, but by this light I take thee for pity.
Well, I would not deny you. Yet on this day I yield upon great persuasion, and partly to save your life, for I was told you were dying of consumption.
Come, I will stop your mouth.
Oh, now Benedict's going steady.
I'll tell thee what, Captain. A college of witchcrackers could not flatter me out of my humor. For man is a giddy thing. This is my conclusion. But come, we are friends. Therefore play music so that we may lighten our hearts and our girls' heels.
We'll have dancing afterwards.
First of my word, Captain. Therefore play music. Captain, Howard, sad.
I'm fine.
Get thee a girl. Get thee.
Hey. Stupid people. Girls know how to twirl around, don't they?
Lots of us are seniors, and we are losing one more person next year, and that is our wonderful Miss Eby, who has fought tooth and nail to get this drama department started. And so we would like to invite Miss Eby onto the stage.
To work with these students. I'm sad to be leaving them, but I know that they will go on and do great and wonderful things.
That's it, thank you!
Isn't that great?